Hello, hi there. How are you doing? This is Anna Stropnik coming to you live from Fort Lauderdale. Let's see who do we have on watching today. Today we're going to be talking about how to get more people to beg and ask for you to show them the presentation. So if this is something that you would think it would be valuable to you, stay on. If you're in network marketing space, this is definitely for you. Something that I learned today, and I will be sharing a couple of tips on this. So really cool. And if this is the first time you ever watch any of my videos, my name is Anna Stropnik, and I help people create side stream of income working from home, and I also help them reach their time and financial freedom. So my question for you is today is, are you struggling to get people to watch your company presentation, either to watch your webinar, to come to your home meetings, to actually view a video, whatever it may be? These tips will definitely help you. If you are struggling with that, type in number 1 in the comments. That would be great. And also, if you're just joining, type in where you're watching this from. I would love to give you a shout out. Many people always ask and wonder how can they be best closers, and what are the best closing tips, questions, and all of that. And that's all good and great, but before you learn before you actually need those closing tips, is you actually need to have people watching your presentation. So my question for you is, like, how many people did you get last week to watch your company presentation? And then you will get to that closing part. So it's not really the closing part you need to be working on. It's really like that opening to actually ask people, so it doesn't look awkward when you're asking. So if you feel that you have friends and family avoiding you, running away from you, unfriending you on Facebook because you're like bringing it up all the time, and it's just really awkward and embarrassing for you and for them. So I will show you something that I just found out today, like a really cool tips how to overcome this. So hopefully this will be helpful for you as well. So let's talk about one thing first. You've probably heard me talking about, hi Jeff, you probably heard me talking about a book, Go for No. So it's a great book, but often people will go and set themselves no goals. And okay, I need to get to 20 no's today, and that's it. So what this really is teaching you, and it's a great book, I absolutely love that book, I love the story. If you haven't read it, definitely read it, Go for No book. But what that is teaching you is for you to get tougher skin on people telling you no, on people rejecting you. So that's the whole point of that book, because we often are not good in sales or not good in really anything, introducing people to our business, because we are even afraid to ask, because we are afraid of the word no. I mean, really, it's just a word, people are rejecting you, but we just take it so badly inside that lots of times, after we hear 1 or 2 or 3 no's, we will be so our mindset will shift, and we will not be talking to people for 2, 3, 5, 10 days, a month, a year, whatever it is. So it's usually affecting. So this strategy is a great way to let go of that fear of no. So when you actually set yourself no goals, you will become bulletproof to rejection. So that's the point of that. Now that's one thing that is kind of a myth in that book, and it tells you every no will get you closer to a yes. But I mean, why would you have to go through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people telling you no before you hear that first yes? Wouldn't it be better that you actually have people asking you, begging you to show them your presentation, instead of you going through all that tough work and rejection. So that's something that I learned today, and it's really really changed my mindset around it. So another thing is like when you're hearing like rejection, even if you get a yes, sprinkled between those, like whatever 20 no's, you get a yes. Sometimes one of those no's or all of them will affect you more than that one yes, that you will not even be like, happy and celebrating. Yeah, somebody said yes to me, but you're gonna be like drooling still on those no's that you heard that day. So what if you learned a way on how to get people to ask you and beg you instead? Wouldn't that be awesome? If you would like to know this, type in number 2 in the comments below. I was actually listening a book, so this is where I'm getting this tips from. I will be sharing a couple of tips with you today. It's called Icebreakers, and it's from Big Al Schreider. So he's a network marketing expert for a long time, and that's the book. So it's called The Icebreakers, and I've listened to this book before, but it's just so good that I had to go and listen to it again, because every time I hear something new, because there's just so many great tips in that book, and I definitely recommend it. So what do we as marketers have? We already have a great attitude. So this is what he's talking about. We have great attitude. We are friendly. We are positive. We are like, we have enthusiasm from our from being around with people who are positive, from our events that we are attending. So we have all that already. And we have like a great product, great comp plan, great opportunity, for someone that is able to create a freedom in their life, with time freedom and financial freedom, to get out of debt, to pay off their house, to pay off their kids' college. We have that opportunity, we have that key in our hands. But one thing we don't have is we don't have the skill how to overcome a gap from like having just like a regular conversation, that bridge, like by asking and talking about the weather, and then will you join my opportunity? So that's a big gap in between that we have to cross. And how do we cross that? So you can either bluntly ask and get your no's and get like hundreds of no's before you get one yes, or you can learn a better way to use your words better, to actually get more yeses, to actually get more people coming to you, asking you, being curious about what you do. So that's the idea. My friend and colleague Tara Wilson always says, your job is not to get horse to the water. It's actually to make horse so thirsty that it's gonna ask you for water. So I'm just throwing it in there now. So that's how we should be. So I'm gonna be sharing with you skills on how you can do that. So our goal is to people ask you, and how do we usually go by this? So in the book, he's really giving a great example on his attending his sister's dinner, and they're eating, and he just started a new business, and how is he gonna go by asking her to take a look at his opportunity. So he's like, if dessert is over, then it's gonna be like too much, and they're talking about the weather, politics, kids, and all of that stuff. But then you need to slide in that opportunity. So what if he goes and says something like, oh, hey sis, I joined this like wonderful company with this wonderful product and wonderful owners, and everything is just wonderful. And she would think he's crazy, like it's like too much hype, and I mean it just doesn't sound real, right? Or if he says something like, I joined this like ground floor opportunity, it's publicly traded company, you know, scientific breakthrough. And if this is not the language that you normally use, I mean, people are going to be like, what's wrong with this person, you know? So you can do that, or you can start talking about trends, you know, like how many people are losing their jobs, and you know that people are not going to be able to retire at the age 65, and you know, so many millennials now are looking for a side stream of income, and you know, you can start talking about trends, but it's just so weird, it's not personal, so it's definitely not a good gap line to use, right? So instead, he would break the ice, and he's giving us in the book, he's giving us lots of different formulas on how to break the ice, but I'm going to be sharing only a few because I haven't I listened to just the beginning. So I mean, this is just so valuable that I want to take my time and take notes and then share it with you guys. So I will be sharing just 2 today. Okay. So anyway, the point of these icebreakers is so you will really get no rejection. So the way you ask the question, you cannot get a yes or no answer, but you will find out if they're open or not. So that's really cool. The second thing is there's no high pressure, and you will not embarrass yourself, because you can take away and, you know, just continue talking depending on how they react. So really, really amazing. The third thing, it's high possibility of success. So let's see it now. The formula 1. He says, so the formula 1 has 3 parts in it. Okay, so you ready for this, guys? I think this is brilliant. So what he will use, and you've probably noticed if you're watching this video again, I used it a couple of times in the beginning too. He says, I just found out. So I just found out how to make money working part-time from home. I just found out how to lose weight. I just found out how to save on taxes. I just found out. You can use anything. So you're just going to be using I just found out, and then how and the benefits. So whatever that may be. So that's the first part of the formula. The second part is he's going to say, if you ever want to know how, I'd be glad to tell you. So he's not saying it, he's saying it indirectly, right? And he's waiting for the response. So how are they going to respond? They're either going to respond, tell me, beg you, you know, what is it? You know, they will be asking, and that's the idea. That's what you want to get. So you will actually have people asking, begging you to show them what it is, right? Because even if they're not interested, they're still going to be curious to know what it is that you do. I think it's absolutely brilliant. So that's what he's going to do. So the first part is, I just found out blank benefits. And then if you ever want to know how, I'd be glad to tell you. So that's the second part. There's third part to this formula. And then he's going to say, meanwhile. So meanwhile is the word he uses. So he was at his sister's for dinner, and he will say, you know, meanwhile, can you pass me the peas or whatever, you know, so something like that. And you're done, you know, so it doesn't look awkward, you know, and then he just like watches her for the response. So, oh, you know, tell me what it is. And if she changes the subject, he knows not to go there. And it's like totally embarrassment free, you know, but 9 times out of 10 people are going to be curious, and they're going to ask you more questions. So I hope you like this. Now the good thing about this formula is about like all the icebreakers that he uses is it creates curiosity. And you know how we preach on when you're posting on Facebook how important it is to create curiosity for people to actually come reach out to you. So this is the same way when you're talking to people, when you're introducing your business, you're again creating curiosity. So you're making the horse thirsty, so he will ask you for water, right? And they will want to ask you for more. So you're probably thinking, you know, this will work, you know, for your sister, aunt, cousin, whatever, like your warm market people. What about somebody who you just met, you know, somebody like on the counter behind, you know, whatever. So you would definitely use this icebreaker on somebody who you built a rapport with already. But he has another book, and I'm going to look into it, because he says that this book is actually telling you how to build a rapport with someone in 3 seconds. So who wouldn't want to do that, you know? So why not in 1, 2, 3 seconds to get somebody who you just met to connect with you? And I watched so many of seven and multiple 7-figure earners, their interviews, and their greatest skill is to connect with people fast, you know. I'm not sure what his name is. I think it's Tom, but I don't know his last name. But he was saying how, like, his wife went to park the car, and in the meantime they were in the restaurant, and he met this couple, and he knew like everything there is to know about their life, you know. So it's a great skill to be able to connect with someone like that, and then, you know, you can just slide in your opportunity, you can slide in this icebreaker question as well, and you will have like higher chance of success. So it's definitely brilliant, and after I finish this book again, I will be looking into all of his books. So really cool. I hope this was helpful. If this is helpful, type in number 3 there. And then so that's how you can turn somebody from cold market into warm market, is by connecting them. So the sooner you connect with them, the better it is. So this especially works if you're out and you're reaching out to people when you're out networking, or just like, you know, grocery shopping, or at the gas station, or wherever, you know, because oftentimes, you know, you would lose that opportunity with people who you've just met unless you know that skill. So that's really cool and good to know, right? So, and you know, like if you're building on social media, it will take a long time to build the relationship. So but anyway, you need to build a relationship either way. So then let's go to formula number 2, and we'll end with this today. You can personal message me. I would love to share more with you. But let's say, what is his formula 2? So another icebreaker. And it is, would it be okay if? So why is that really cool? Because he says that he learned this from his daughter, you know, like she will be like, hey dad, would it be okay to like sleep at my friend's house tonight? Would it be okay if I watch TV now? Or would it be okay, whatever. Usually the response to that question is a yes. It's less likely a yes than a no. So if you use that phrase, hey, would it be okay if I, you know, show you how to blah blah, you know, to show them the benefit, whatever it is, you know, it's the opportunity or the product benefit, anything. So if you use that phrase, it's another great icebreaker. So usually, like, they will say yes. The same like what we use word open rather than interested, because most people want to be open to something rather than, you know, you can either be interested or not, but you're open to have a look. So those are the types of words that to use. So these are really cool phrases. So yeah, that's what he says. Would it be okay if, and then a benefit. So we'll end with that. Hopefully this was helpful to you guys. Feel free to share it, and I will be giving you more tips from this book tomorrow again. So thank you. Have a great night.